What's going on? You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. It's Friday, March 10th. Hope you've all had an outstanding week and that your weekend prospects are even brighter. I think it's going to be a good one. Big album release day. We got new music from Miley Cyrus, Sleaford Mods, Van Morrison, just to name a few. And we're really excited to sink our teeth into all of that in the coming days. However, when Manchester Orchestra drops a new project, it takes top billing at the Beat Sessions. I absolutely love this band. Really excited to talk about The Valley of Vision, the band's 7th studio project. Call it an LP. Some people are calling it an EP. It rides that gray territory. 6 songs, 26 minutes. But I would say that with the full multimedia aspect, it definitely takes on that LP territory. It's their follow-up to 2021's The Million Masks of God. If you've not listened to that record, check that out. Check all their stuff out. This band just doesn't make bad music. And on top of that, the multimedia experience, everything that goes along with their music, whether the focus is on them or whether it's something artistic that's done to highlight the music. I really like this band's YouTube channel. They've been doing a podcast now for quite some time. And, I love the access that their fans get, the insight, whether it's the recording process, whether they're on tour or just enjoying extracurriculars and hanging out. I think it's some interesting territory to navigate as far as giving your fans that access. Me personally, I'm kind of a private person, so I don't know if I'd be all about that, the cameras in the face, but this is a band that they've done it really well. They've really walked that line fantastically, I think. And so I applaud them for producing that content. And I think that if you're able to make that type of content the way that they do, it's so beneficial. I mean, it's elevated this band's career, no doubt. And you talk about the visuals with the projects, and this particular record, The Valley of Vision, the video is just stunning. I definitely would say throw the headphones on and experience this thing on your own a couple of times, but check out the video, immerse yourself in that, because it creates this whole new experience. And I think what makes their music so special, and just a matter of opinion, but it's so emotive in a way that I think it's timeless. I think that this is a band that you can listen to the music, you can watch the videos, and down the road as we get older, as life changes and we have different experiences, good or bad, I think that this is the type of stuff that will resonate with you differently and affect you differently. And that's so cool. I think that that's the finest art that's out there does that. It can, stay with you from day one until your final day. Think about a lot of stuff. The Catcher in the Rye is the first thing that comes to mind as far as a 13-year-old. I read that. I was like, this is brilliant. And then when I read it as a 26-year-old, I couldn't even get halfway through it because I was like, Holden Caulfield is just a whiny baby. Can't deal with it. So it's funny the way that we change. We were talking about it on the live show the other night as well. Just the different ways that music will resonate with you over time. And these guys, I would argue, are timeless. So amazing. And the music on this record, given what they do, I'd say is probably the most experimental thing that they've done. They make music on their own terms, which is what I love about them. Very unique style of indie rock. You can slap that label on it, but there's the nuance in their music. I hate to use the fine wine analogy, but their stuff is very much like that. You continue to listen to it. You let your ears open up to these textures and these washes and all these different layers. And you discover these different nuances with every listen, and it's fabulous. It's another thing that makes the record so fulfilling every time you drop the needle on it. And what's cool about this record, the minimalism, it really highlights Andy Hull's voice. As a lyricist, he's so dominant. He's absolutely amazing, and he's sharp as hell on this record too. This is a record that explores redemption, and you read along with the lyrics and the way the music emotes, and it carries this kind of feeling of desperation to lead off on the project, and by the end you're certainly feeling this sense of optimism, of confidence. And it's great the way that this record navigates that. It's just such a fulfilling experience in so many different ways. And so Andy, kudos to you, and kudos to the entire band for, I think, just allowing him to kind of take the front and center stage on this project. Really, that minimalism allows his voice to be the focal point, great melodies at play. And this band creates a big sonic experience when they want to. And the moments when these songs hit and do fill out, it feels like it all comes at the right moment. Really, my only beef is that it's a hot 26 minutes, but it just means you can listen to it over and over again, even faster than other stuff. So not necessarily a bad thing if you want to look at it from that perspective. Capital Karma is your first song. You got this soft beat with this pretty melancholy piano. It's an interesting dynamic, and it's something that's very representative of the entire record. I feel the exploration, the idea of atonement, of gaining redemption comes from finding yourself in some sort of valley, in some sort of downtrodden spot. And so it's cool the way, again, that the music reflects this experience from start to finish. I like the vulnerability in Andy's voice on this song too. It's super delicate. It'll get you. Like this thing, like when I first played it was tough to ignore that vocal element. It just hooks right into you. And then I like the way that the song has this shift in the coda. You get this feeling of optimism that sort of leads into that journey that the album takes. The Way is your second song. It builds right off of Capital Karma, beautifully. I really like the way you get this, again, a simple light beat, electronic washes that are very light, and the way that just the minimal elements working on this particular track, I find them to be exceptional. I think it's the best song with regards to that. Matter of opinion again, but the vocal melody really solid here as well. A phenomenal song. The third song, Quietly, has got this light electric wash again to start. Vocal and a great little bass element. What I like about this song, especially as it progresses, you get a little bit of R&B, tiny bit of funk that drives this track. It's a really cool little signature that creates some different character in this particular track, and I like that. And I like the way that this song, 3 minutes in, you talk about some of these tracks filling out and really taking on that big Manchester orchestra feel, and this one does that about 3 minutes in. It's pretty cool. Letting Go, your fourth track, probably my favorite. Piano driven, really cool signature in the percussion, and I like the way that percussion develops, and the other elements as well. The way that they build, it just really exceptional. The Way is a fine example, and maybe some people would argue that it is better, but something about Letting Go, the melodies and the way those came together, and I think it's probably the most experimental of the songs as well, which just made it so much more fun for me. Lose You, again, is your fifth track. Acoustic riff, this bit of Americana and folk influence to kick this track off, and then ultimately it drives it. It comes at a nice moment. The first four tracks feel like they kind of have this just like light electronic feel for the most part. Just think of I don't know, just think of chill bands like Beat Connection, something like that. But I like the different Americana influence on this particular track. Created a little bit of a different character, a gospel influence as this thing builds towards the end as well. Pretty unique. Nice penultimate track. And then Rear View is your final song. Get those washes to open, those electronic washes. Vocal on the song is gorgeous. And you talk about that minimalism and the way it really highlights Andy's voice, and this is maybe the best example of that. But I just like the build and the atmospherics on this track. It kind of gives it this post-punk lead, and I feel like when the music finally hits on this guy, it's you are getting that post-punk drive more than anything. But it's a big track, about 5 minutes. I think it's a little longer, but a great way to end this project. Check out the video, check out this record. I love this band. I can never say enough good things about this Georgia outfit. Love Georgia too. It's a great state. It's one of the best music states in the entire country. And, for that reason and for a number of reasons, we're going to vinyl please this thing. Hope you enjoy this record. Hope you find this review helpful as well. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, do all the things to help Keith, MB, and I blow this project up in 2023. Tune into the live show on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. We will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.